Yippee, everyone, it's me again. Hi. Shay's Creations here, and I am happy as a freaking kid in the candy store. And yes, that's right, buy me a doll, baby, because you know I love me a doll, baby. Teddy bear does not matter. Winnie the Pooh is my favorite. Anyway, I I see my subscribers going up. Ooh. I am so excited. You would not believe why. Because I am learning YouTube on my own. I don't want to. I'm terrified, first of all, to get monetized. I'm terrified to get monetized and then make more than enough and then get cut off my housing and all other stuff. Now, let's keep one thing real. I want off everything when I'm making enough to afford my lifestyle. Now, let me tell you something. Just say 2, 3, 4 months down the line, I made enough on YouTube where I would no longer be able to qualify for housing. I'm not going to be laid out and cry. You already know in order to be not qualified and you do the right thing, you have to be making enough money. So I'm for the money, baby. I'm for the money. And if I do make it enough, that much, that means that I'm working and my work ethic is getting better. And that is my gravy, boys and girls. But mm, I have been trying something out. Now, I know when I had the cats and stuff like that in my other channel, I had videos with like thousands of views and stuff like that. I learned for myself that I don't need millions of views. I need that one special viewer that watches that video from the beginning to the end. That's the math I'm looking for. So I'm not rushing. I'm not doing any of that. One thing I have done was used the option to not look for ways to enhance my channel through someone else's channel who has more than me. Mm-mm, I don't want that. I don't mind looking, watching, all of that. I don't want to take what you're doing and put it on my video. Now, of course, if I see somebody making some scrambled eggs or something, I want to try it. I'm going to try it. I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about going behind the scenes, getting all your gravy, putting it on mine, and then I get your gravy, and then turn around. You start doing better than you doing now, which is better than me, and you're still going to do it because I'm not nobody going. I'm not somebody special on YouTube, but I want my own viewers, and I want to earn my viewers. So, boom! I am so happy. I have been trying something and it is working. Ow! It is working. Am I going to tell you what I'm trying? No. I'm not going to tell you what I'm trying. Let me explain something to you. I may not be a baller, but I want to be like Walmart. I want to be like Walmart. Let me tell you something. Okay. No, I don't want to go there yet because this is not about that. I love Walmart. I don't care what anybody say. Now, there's a lot of reasons why Walmart could do a little better. Now, that's all right. So, I know for a fact that Walmart has hired people that were receiving food stamps and gave them enough money to where they can get off of food stamps, and they chose not to. That's all I needed to know. They offered. The people didn't take it because they didn't want to lose their food stamps. Now, I'm going to speak the truth about me. I'm not speaking the truth for anyone else. I only speak for myself. I get $256 or either $246, one or the other. $10 is not going to make a big difference. And I only make ends meet because I cook broke meals for the most part. One pot wonders. I'm not saying that the food I cook is not something that someone would want on the table. Of course, they would want on the table. For one, it will fill your belly, it will make you feel good, and on top of that, it is good, and it's frugal. So who doesn't want that? What I mean, basically, if I can get it out, you notice I'm swallowing, but I'm still trying to get used to my new partials, but it's gonna take a long time. And and I forgot what I was gonna say, but we're not gonna go there. It don't matter no way. What I'm saying is I'm excited. I'm excited because I am almost to 300 subscribers. When I get to 500, Then I got to work on my hours. But I don't know what in the world happened to my freaking YouTube, because it states that I have already over 4,000 watched hours. But in the back office thing, it's not even 1,500. So I'm like, wow. But I'm letting YouTube run this train here. I'm just gonna steer a little piece of the side road, but all that major get up and go, we gotta leave that stuff to YouTube. But I'm excited because I have been watching. Matter of fact, hold on, give me 1 minute. No, 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 no. Oh, hold on. Oh boy. Mm-mm. I was gonna go in my room for about an hour. It's like 11 o'clock. I was gonna go in my room for about an hour. So I was watching Roseanne for a few hours, but I like to put on my viewers, my subscriptions. I put on people that I follow, and I run their videos. So I'm gonna sit in here. Let me turn my volume down. We don't want to get in trouble with YouTube by playing YouTube. I'm gonna put on my subscriptions. There you go. Oh, go ahead, Tina. Let's see what you have that I haven't seen. TIRZ, temporary break, week 33. Okay. Well, you do know I'm not doing the diet, right? Okay. So let's do. Girl, you know you need to serve me them glasses, right? Anyway, I am so excited. Now, this evening, I was sitting down and I said, you know what? I have all of these Mother's Day cards, and clearly I'm not going to manage to be outside. Why was it supposed to be 70 plus degrees out there today? It was freezing out there today. I was in a car, a big old, I think it was like 8 seats in the vehicle, and the wind blew and the thing went like that. And I'm like, oh no, honey. I took the bag that was blessed towards me, and I'm like, Even when I went to get out, the door boom and closed on my hip like bam, and I went and I tip over, and I'm 1 foot out and body inside of that wind will knock you down, boys and girls. And I may be big, but I'm not that big. So I'm like, wow. But I had an amazing day, and I started something new. I started journaling about, I would say, 7 days ago, and it is going great for me. The only thing is, I don't know how people journal and stuff like that. My journal is me writing to God, and that's it. Everything I write is to God. I God this and God this and God this, and I find myself when I want to write something, I just run in my room and just pick it up because it stays on the side of my bed where my doll baby and stuff is. So I just write in it, and then sometimes I close my eyes and I just meditate for a few minutes, and then I come back and do something all over the place in here. But I'm finding it so like refreshing, and it makes me feel good. I started crying today about 3 times, but I started crying because I was happy, and I'm like, I'm so thankful and so grateful and everything, and I'm like, it is what it is. But I thought of something. With my greeting cards, and that I'm going to mention in a minute. I try not to actually, but I went to the Dollar Tree and I got this sweet little fragrance, and you're going to see it in well, you probably see it a couple days from now, because this video is being recorded on the 27th. You're not going to see this video until the 6th of May because I'm working a plan and it's working. So it smells good. I'm gonna put it right there on my printer. So I went to Dollar Tree today only because I needed to get out and get something for the car to erase some of the scratches. Boys and girls, if you have any issues with scratches on your car, you need to go to the AutoZone store. They have this major $20 and something pen that you just and get inside the cracks and stuff. So I'm like, I probably do that. Probably if I go down. No, it's too cold. Too cold. I was gonna go downstairs today, at midnight, so after tomorrow, and do it. No, I'm not doing that. I have had a wonderful time staying off of social media. I have been giving my online stuff very little time. I'm not on Facebook like I used to be. I go on Facebook a few times a day, try to check in on some people, but for the most part, I get away from YouTube, from Facebook because I'm in a lot of groups. And then I realized that some of the stuff that I'm actually reading is not good for my mental health. So I've been unfollowing some of the groups. And when I say groups, it's like relationships, house cleaning, and then someone would put up a filthy house, and when I say filthy, I mean you can't find the floor. That's how much filth and dirt is on it. Kitchen counter with all kind of farce on it, and I'm talking you can't even put a plate on it. If you put a plate on it, something underneath it would jump on top and eat it all up. And then I'm seeing people label this as depression, and I don't want to step on the toes of anyone dealing with mental health issues because I am as well, but I know freaking well there's not a day in hell my house would look like that on the urge of depression. I tried to commit suicide more than 5 times, and I would have been dead if my neighbor, who never stepped foot in my apartment, one day didn't just happen to walk in. How you walk in somebody's house that you've never been in on your own without even them even saying come in? But she found me, and that was the day I would have been a clunker. But I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And that's a real bad situation because I absolutely know what depression is. And I've been depressed for years, tried to get off my depression medicine and everything, and I just couldn't do it. The crying was just non-stop. But to say that someone would live like that because they're depressed, that's disrespectful. And the reason why I say that, and I say that in kindness, I don't mean any ill will. A person of any good state of mind would lose their mind sleeping in a home like that. Nobody with a good mind. So if you do live like that, it's not depression. It's way above depression's pay grade. So, and that is definitely something of an illness, but it's sure as hell not depression, because depression would make you clean up a filthy house like that because you're tired of seeing it. That's enough. That's enough. But anyway, I should never. I don't want nobody to ever think that I would be mean or disrespectful for somebody disabled, because I'm disabled, and in the worst way. Sometimes today I could barely walk. I had to spray my feet with pain medicine, and I got on these comfortable shoes I got from Dollar Tree, and they have a lighter pink, but I'm waiting for the black pair, and I don't know. But I almost purchased a new computer tonight because I've had this computer here over 10 years, and I don't know how to delete any more from it. I delete my pictures every single time I put them up there before I do the next one, because like I've been listing all of these greeting cards today. So when I list one card, I delete the pictures and stuff like that. Then I go to the next card and I delete this picture when I finish. So I don't have pictures on there. I don't have really too much. But all of that stuff, when the updates and all that other stuff, I think that's what's killing my space. But for the most part, I could use a computer. And my daughter wanted to take me to the store today and buy one. I said, I'm not letting that girl buy me a damn computer. No, let her buy something for herself. I don't mind a little coin here or there, but but I very seldom. I don't want. Nope. Mm-mm. I would rather use one of the apps that I have and get a computer, knowing that I know my budget. But I finally got a $68 money order that I've been looking for. It finally hit the account, but it was so upsetting because the date that it hit and the date that it was available for me to see was 7 days, which means 7 days of me wondering where that money order was. They had already had it. Boom. That's why I make sure when I'm sending something to them, I send it early, boys and girls. You can't play around with this post office, and you can't play around with somebody else. And one of the reasons why I always send my money orders early is because I don't want you to play that game with me that you got it the day after it was supposed to post and hit me with a $45 late fee. Now, I did have that issue with this very company before. I used to send my money order, and they used to always hit the account the day after it was due and hit me with a late fee. I called them up. You know, I can keep it real nice and classy, boys and girls. I called them up and I asked them, was I on a recorded line? And they said, yeah, I clarified my name, all the little digits I need to claim. And I said, I send y'all my money every month and I send it through my computer, which means I have tracking to show that I sent it. I said, the very next payment that gets put on that account, if it's put on the day after it's supposed to hit the account, that is your last dime you will ever get from me. I said, you could take me to court and I'll never pay you. I said, I live on low income housing, which means I am poor. I said, and I still pay you every month. I said, one more payment hit my account the day after and I get a late fee, you get no more money from me. Boom! That was the last late fee I got. They hit me with a late fee, and that was a couple of years ago when I had the account. I got the account now. I refreshed myself because I was debt free and I needed to get on some stuff, and I got another account. But they hit me a couple days ago, and I said, you are gonna take that off. I said because I saw the payment when it hit, so I had no business. Just imagine how many people have the account I'm speaking of. I don't think I can put that on here. Like someone gave me a red flag. Tina, girl, if you gonna take that scarf off your head, or you too, girl, what is wrong with you? Oh, I can see you without your glasses. It's I can't see my face. I can see my teeth. I can see the shape of my eyes, and I can see the little strawberries on this sweater and this red heart in all kind of colors. That's all I can see. I can't make out barely anything. But I do notice that when I take off my glasses, especially if I use one of the tight ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got about 7 pairs of glasses around here. So I'm noticing that I don't see that look, the glasses look. I see it on some people, but I don't see it on Tina. Anyway, let's go back to why I'm being thankful and grateful. I did mention that I started my little journal, and I'm gonna have to make myself another little journal. And when I'm finished with this book, I think I'm gonna like put it in a sink of water and then throw it in the garbage after the pages disintegrate. Because just say you wanted to get rid of a bill and you didn't have a shredder, you just put it in a sink, let the water run over it. When it's soaking wet, just boil it up in a bowl, just like that, and throw it out. Nobody will ever be able to read that. And you know another thing I wanted to ask, and this has to do with a shredder. Why do people use shredders when the police can put that back together? Does anybody know that there's a team just for that? Wow. What's the purpose of having a shredder? I was in someone's house a short while ago, and it was a mail. I said, put it in the sink. Just put it in the sink, and it was in the sink, and just boil it up. You will never be able to read that. Why was somebody... A shredder doesn't even work without electricity. That's another bill. Eaten a way that something that somebody can actually go in your garbage and piece together and would love to piece together. Look how we have greeting card addictions, we have crack addictions, we have drinking, smoking, and then you got the people at the police department putting together to see what people have been doing in their business. Oh boy, what a job that is. No, you couldn't even pay me all the tea in China to do that. Nope. Absolutely not. I did try to go back to college. I applied and everything. I don't have $28,000, but I want a certificate of some kind to allow me to further what I would like to do on YouTube, because I do it anyway. So, but I was thinking I need some type of certificate, but then the school said you don't need a certificate to give people advice and to give it, those type of things. So I don't know how you say it, but I thought it was you need a certificate or something. But I guess you don't need one. This morning I attended church, and right here on my computer I was attending church, and one of my good friends who sometimes occasionally watch my videos, we attended the same church, and it was nice to see it at home. Then I paused. I didn't pause it, but I went and made myself something to eat. I did record that video. I think that video you'll see on the 3rd of May. And tonight I have to add my snack that I just finished making on my video, which you'll see on May 5th. I have to put that in my cookbook. I'm going to be very proud of my cookbook because it has my frugal, low budget meals. And I found the name already for my book using ChatGPT, of course. And it's going to be Broke But Fed. Broke But Fed. Now, I'm going to show you something else because, I'm up. Okay, Coral. Pow, pow, Shay Shay. Pow, pow, Shay Shay. Okay. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I always have to toot my own horn, boys and girls. So now I'm going to speak to you about my greeting cards, just in case you want to leave the room. And I know Coral's not leaving the room because she gives me advice. Like if she sees something I should change or something, she hits me up with that type of stuff. Anyway, this morning I was dreaming, and I was dreaming about Beverly, by the way. I sent Beverly a card, and the card said, "For you." Now, what the card had on it, I don't know, but I remember in my dream I sent Beverly a card and it said, "For you." So this morning I went to Facebook and there was a rock. Someone had a rock and it had a flower like this and the words, "For you." And I said, "Oh, instantly I saw a greeting card. Now, this morning when I was dreaming and I was talking to Beverly. Yes, Beverly. Somehow we were trying to come up with something that we can do that's basically free, where the person would just pay basically the fees. And she had some type of square. It was made of yarn and had different colors on it. And that was what she was putting somewhere as basically free item, but the person had to pay the cost of shipping. Now, the rest of the dream I don't really remember, but I do know when I saw this rock, I said, "Oh my goodness, that's going to be my freebie card." Basically, to cover the fees. So, this is two cards, and I colored them in myself and put the little butterfly, the little ladybug, and all the other stuff in there. So, this is the two cards, and I put them up there on eBay for $1 a piece. I put them for $1 a piece, and the shipping is 80 cents, I believe, and that basically covers the fees. So I tried to put 50 cents because in the dream I had, my cards were 50 cents. So you can't put less than $1. You can't put less than $1 on eBay. So I said I'll do my listing, and that will be my kindness cards. I did have to change the heading because the heading didn't work. So I changed it to flower card blank, whatever. So that is there. But so far I haven't had any views on it. But that's not a problem or anything like that. Um, the views will come. But let me explain something else to you. And this right here I'm going to tell you because it's what I believe, and I have been working my fingers to the bones. This is my soul right here. But I am absolutely proud of myself. I am so proud of myself. I've been digging into drawers and stuff like that, just putting up cards that I've had forever. If I showed you the amount of cards that I have in that closet right there, that closet alone, you wouldn't believe how many cards I have in here. I have an entire dresser. You pull a drawer, it's rows and rows and rows and rows of cards. And I kid you not, the card I just sold a couple days ago, I'm tracking it and I can't find it. I don't know where it is, but I am so proud of myself because I can see way better than I could before. And I'm thankful for one thing and one thing only, that I never gave up. I can see, boys and girls. Yes, I can. I sit in here, like today I sat here, and it's not midnight, so I'm using words today. But I sat here this morning, like I said, I had the church service, and then I put on my religious music, and yes, I turned it up, and I was just going about my day, washing dishes and doing everything I had to do, and then I would stop, and then I would just give myself some grace for accomplishing something else. My feet got so painful that I had to sit down, and I started to cry. But when I started to cry, that's when I saw, I went to look at a sign that Coral gave me that's by my bed. I can't remember what it says now, but I needed to read it at that moment to absorb something else positive and something that's in the moment. So I look over for that sign, and behind it was my pain spray that I didn't remember was there. Now I tend to leave stuff where I need it for convenience, so that when I need to find it, so I use the spray and I put it right back where I had picked it up from. It from then my feet have been fine. And I was so thankful that I even had the spray, and I get scared using the spray because I can't afford to buy anymore. And I think it's by Icy Hot, and I'm surprised it works for me because I know people who can't use Icy Hot. So, and I use the spray. It's much better for me to use the spray. And matter of fact, the can before this, someone else purchased me, and I'm not worried about whether if I could afford it or not. I'm not going to say I'm gonna sit down and suffer myself. Absolutely not. I know exactly who I haven't seen him in months, but I would be like, I need some pain medicine, and he would just tell me when to come, and I would go, and it would be that. I'm not going to suffer myself in pain. But another thing that I realized, I saw inside of someone's paper review that some of the paper is stronger and some of it is flimsy. So I started printing some cards yesterday, and then I noticed that just now is what made me notice it. This card is the firm paper that I've been dying for forever, but a few of the cards that I printed came out on the flimsier paper. So I don't know what's going on, but clearly if somebody left it over a year ago in their review, then you must know that you're doing something wrong combining two shapes of paper. But I still have a little bit left, so I'm not gonna cry and whine. I'm doing my fetch, playing my game as often as I can. I got a couple of 100 points within the last couple of days, and I'm gonna turn these videos up in a few minutes so I can listen, because I like to learn. And my phone is already charged right there, so I'm gonna play my game. I was trying to make a pork roast today. But when I opened it, it was spoiled, so I dropped it right in the trash and threw it right on out the house. I said, we're not eating that. I'm not gonna eat that. So, and it was so nice of the person to drive over here to give it to me. So I said, the blood was all in it. It was smelling all bad. It smelled like rancid, like it was rancid. So I couldn't eat that. But he did purchase me some chickens, and I did eat quite a few chickens. Then I did another video today with some tortillas or those little quesadillas things. Anyway, my daughter's, Mommy, you made me one. I'm like, oh man, I made me 3. And of course, she could have one. So I had one and she had one. We sat down in the living room, we ate. I am so proud of my daughter. All my daughter see is the grind in me. I was wondering at what point in her life would she be able to accept me as I am, and my 30-year-old child accepts me as I am. There is nothing out there for me. Don't call me to the movies. I'm not going. Don't call me no big restaurant. I'm not going. And you want to know something, boys and girls? I cried a few days ago, but and I'm gonna tell you why too. I'm proud of it. I used to be like, scared to tell people and stuff. I'm still not going to be so forthcoming. I'm not there yet, but I have been telling a few people what I'm afraid of. And I was amazed that I haven't been laughed at. There's one detail of what I'm terrified of that cannot do a thing to me. I have never told anyone. My doctor, he will never forget that. There's days he'll just ring my phone to see how I'm doing, because it's a certain behavior in the seasons or whatever. So it is what it is. Tina, look at you with that rag on your head. Girl, you gotta stop making me laugh. Oh my God. And you say, girl, I saw you laying on your bed the other day. I said, oh, that remind me of that video I made when I was laying in my bed. I couldn't get up. What? You talking about somebody exhausted? Anyway, I don't know. I'm just happy. Oh, I just had to pause for a minute just to say how happy I am. All I could do today, I was doing my exercises, I was praying, I was just feeling so much gratitude, and I kid you not, if anyone ever really understood what my YouTube channel means to me, I was talking to someone recently, and she was saying how a family member of hers is basically isolated. She doesn't like to go outside. She doesn't want to go here. She tries to tell her that it's not right. I said, you know what? You have no right to play judge and jury over what someone else's comfort level is. If she's more comfortable staying in her home, if she's not in there doing things that she shouldn't be doing, and she's not in there actually missing out on life, then maybe she's doing what she needs to do. Just encourage her to continue to do what she loves, and that's it. Look at this girl, Tina. If you don't stop with your mess, girl, she got a nice rag. I'm gonna get me one. No, I'm not getting the damn rag on my head. Girl, you crazy? You know how much heat that thing hold up in there? But this is so pretty. These wrap things that you have on your head, you're gonna have to send me the link to this video, because when I'm on the phone and on the computer, it's two different things. But that thing is nice. It's so smooth. I would like to know if you can sleep on sheets made like that. And the reason why I'm asking is because a neighbor was here a few days ago, about maybe 3 weeks. Okay, she got a referral. Those satin type sheets, I feel like I'm gliding around in that. I can't even get that with the man. You know what I'm saying? No. But anyway, let's get off that. Let's get off. Let's get off that, because I might be a nun after a while. But I'm just having a very good day. So I'm gonna end my video now, because this video is 30 minutes already. And Cora was so sweet to tell me the other day. She finished. That she watched the entire video. I am so proud of Coral. She has come a long way, but she will never put my videos with that little bell, ding ding ding. Oh my goodness. Anyway. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you watched this video all the way to here, please let me know. And if you would like a greeting card, it will be, boom, this one right here. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. And I also would like to know, just in case someone purchased this card from me on eBay, this card was themed for kindness, which means you could even hand it to a stranger. I'm not sure, but I believe I put it on here. Because I believe we need more kindness in the world, and I would rather somebody bring me a greeting card than bring me a can of soda or a cigarette or something like that. I was so thankful today that I actually saw someone with a cigarette in their nose, in their mouth. I was walking, actually yesterday, I had to keep covering my nose because for years I was a stress smoker, and I don't know if you know what that is, but I'm gonna tell you the terms of it in my thing. My doctor told me I could never be addicted to cigarettes because I'm a stress smoker, which means if something stressed me out and I feel like I'm gonna really tip over the edge, or I am tipping over the edge, I'll run to the corner store with 50 cents and buy me one cigarette and run upstairs. And sometimes I get to the second, like, and it's like, your stomach just say, oh no, we can't eat this, like a egg that I'm allergic to, and I throw it away, and I be like, okay, so I got 2 pulls off of it, but then I realized I was walking down the street. I think I was by the house. Don't matter. And it was 3 different people smoking and walking. And I tell you no lie. You can capture me anywhere in the world doing a whole lot of things, but you would have never caught me outside smoking a cigarette while somebody was walking behind me. I am thankful that is way above my pay grade. I would never in my a million years of being a stress whatever walk and let people walk behind me, people, children, grannies, and all that. With me with a second hand. whoa, no, you would never catch me do crap like that around a child in my own home, funk up my house and filthy up my furniture. Oh, Lord have mercy. Mm. I was thankful today when I saw that person standing right across me with a cigarette, and I didn't even smell it. And you could smell a cigarette. All you gotta do is get in the elevator behind somebody with long hair that smokes cigarette. It just flow out the hair like funky perfume. But I was like, ooh, and I said, and you know what the funny thing was? I said the words out of my mouth without even realizing what I was doing. I said, "Thank you, God, for watching over me, making sure I don't get to wanting this cigarette this man got in his hand." Oh, and I just started talking, and he turned around. I said, "Oh." I said, I just don't want to smell it because then I might want it again, you know. And he was okay, but I might have been a little bit insulting, but I didn't wasn't on purpose. It just fell out, you know. Sometimes I fall out, so it happens when you got a big fat mouth. Remember that song way back in the day? Sharon got a big old mouth. Sharon got a big old mouth. I used to love that part of the song just because it had my name in it. Oh my goodness. Um, I don't know how I'm gonna get the money, but I want to change my first name, and it would be perfect for me to change my first name now while I got to do my registration for my vehicle next month, because then I could do it at the same time, change my driver's license and everything. It would be right now. But I want to change my first name from Sharon to Shay. I don't like Sharon. Don't like nobody call me that. Sometimes if I hear it, I ignore them. I'm like, nah. You know who you know me well enough. Even some people in my family, I want to ignore. You know, don't call me. You know what they call me. You know what I like. I've been preferring this. You sleep sometimes. It's right there. This is my first shirt, by the way. I love it. Oh, let me show you something. If like, I probably you probably can't even tell. No, you can't really tell because I gained a lot of weight. But this was my first shirt, and I used to fit this shirt like really fit it. It used to be tight on me, but I was humongous at one time. I'm not that humongous anymore. Although I done put on 5 pounds, but I could feel it coming down. I could feel it coming down. It's cold in here, boys and girls. And would you like to see my legs? I got on these tights. I don't know where I got them from, but guess what? They come all the way down. And you know what I had to do the last few nights? I had to sleep no, about 3 nights ago, I had to sleep in my freaking coat. Yes, I had to sleep in my coat. It's cold. It's cold in here, but I love it. Oh, I love it. My ankles right now cold, feet cold, toes cold, everything. And I love it. I could sleep, but the other night, I couldn't sleep like that. I couldn't sleep like that. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something I'm looking into. I'm looking into 24 karat gold. I'm not sure. Maybe 14 karat. You know, I won't be wearing any of it. No, don't think you're gonna see me walk down the street. I was wearing a gold chain before, and this Puerto Ricans walked up to me and just snatched it off my damn neck, and I will never wear gold again. Not me. Anyway, I have run my big fat trap long enough. I don't want nobody to feel like I'm not gonna quiet down. But thank you so much for being here because you are my best friend.